Meghan's angry. Queen OUSTS ruled to give Prince Louis unprecedented title but still abandon Archie. A long-standing rule created by King George V in 1917 would have stopped Louis being known as HRH. The Queen was forced to intervene and change Prince Louis' official name after a long-standing rule created by King George V in 1917 would have stopped him having an HRH title. Her Royal Majesty has done the same for some of her other great-grandchildren, but not all of them. After Prince William and Kate Middleton welcomed their third child to the family on April 23, 2018, the proud new parents named him Louis Arthur Charles. As the third of their children, they chose Louis as a name in honor of Prince Charles's mentor Lord Louis Mountbatten, who died in an IRA bombing in 1979. If it wasn't for the Queen, his name would sound far less distinguished. Prince William and Prince George also have it as a middle name, while Louis' middle name Charles is a tribute to his granddad, the Prince of Wales. Louis doesn't have an actual surname just like his siblings Prince George and Princess Charlotte, and he is formally known as His Royal Highness Prince Louis of Cambridge. However, due to a long-standing rule put in place by King George V, he wasn't necessarily going to be given an HRH title, according to the Express. In 1917, King George laid out guidance on which royals were to be given titles. And his guidance suggested that only those closest to the top of the line of succession would be given titles automatically. King George V felt that it was right only the sovereign's children would automatically become a prince or princess, and any grandchildren born through the male line. Great-grandchildren were however not included in his guidance notes. For Prince George, and William and Kate's other children, the Queen overturned this. Had she not made the change, Louis could have been known as Master Louis Cambridge or Master Louis Windsor instead. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's children were not given the same title, which has subsequently caused rows. Oprah Winfrey broached the subject in a chat with Meghan Markle. It was 2 days after the birth of their first child in May 2019 that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry shared both his name and a surprise. Archie Mountbatten Windsor would be known simply as Master Archie Mountbatten Windsor, with no royal title attached to his name. But in the interview with Oprah that aired on Sunday night, Meghan said that this wasn't the whole story. In the last few months of her pregnancy, discussion within the palace about Archie's title became contentious, and ultimately the decision was taken out of her hands. They didn't want him to be a prince or princess, not knowing what the gender would be, which would be different from protocol, and said that he wasn't going to receive security, she said. It's not our decision to make, right? According to Meghan, Harry found this out through conversations with family members. Buckingham Palace has yet to comment on Sunday night's interview. On the other side of a royal exit, Meghan said she now understands the downsides of living life with a title, but wishes Archie had been able to make the decision for himself. I have a lot of clarity on what comes with the titles, good and bad, and, from my experience, a lot of pain, she said. I wouldn't wish pain on my child, but that is their birthright to then make a choice about. The sticking point for Meghan, as she emphasized in the interview, was the title would allow Archie to receive royal security protection. But as some royal correspondents and tabloids pointed out, it didn't actually break protocol for Harry's son, who is only the great-grandchild of a monarch, to be denied the title of prince. Queen Elizabeth has issued subsequent letters patents to amend the status of her descendants. George, Princess Beatrice, and Princess Eugenie have received their titles from the original letters patent, but in 2012, another was released to state that all children of Prince William and Kate Middleton would be given the title, which is why Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis have theirs.